Welcome back. We are out at our pear trees above me, and we've got some of our raspberries, our black raspberries here. Absolutely delicious. And we've got our comfrey down here. So we've got our Bocking comfrey number 14. These are just now starting to flower on this one because we've cut these already 2 times and dropped a ton of good nutrients to these trees. Now, common comfrey is native to England and native to Russia. They call it fuzzy or Bocking comfrey because it does not produce seeds. It won't actually produce a true seed. I've not seen ours produce a true seed yet. They produce from rhizomes, and they really don't spread a whole lot unless you're trying to spread them or you're propagating them yourself. And with an NPK profile of 1.8 to 5 to 5.3, we've got nitrogen at 1.8 and phosphorus at 5 and our potassium at 5.3. So it is a great dynamic accumulator of phosphorus, potassium, nitrogen, iron, silicon, and a few others. So it is very, very good and beneficial to have on your property and to chop and drop it to feed your plants naturally without having to do a whole lot of work. You can come weed eat it, you can chop it with a machete, or you can simply just come over and step on it and break it down. It'll start to regrow. This comfrey is our #1 fertilizer aside from all of our Jean-Pain compost heating waste, all of our broken down wood chips and nitrogen materials mixed together. This comfrey is our #1 food for our trees. So we use it a lot in the garden also. We make a lot of compost with it. It's a great activator for compost. We really like to use the comfrey compost or comfrey tea for high potassium crops such as tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, potatoes. That is a great accumulator and fixer of potassiums in your soil, and great for those crops that really require it to get up and going and to produce their fruiting crop. This comfrey will have 3 times the potassium amount of any farmyard waste when it's composted. So that is why it is so darn important to have some comfrey and to be able to propagate it. So what I want to do is go check out the greenhouse. We've got some in the stages of propagation. We're going to show how to propagate it. Now, if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. Let's make our way in the greenhouse. Well, we made it in here just in time. It's starting to sprinkle outside, and it is very welcomed because it is like 90 degrees. The ground is super dry and hard. It's been quite the heat wave to deal with, so we've been trying to propagate a bunch of our own comfreys, and these are about 2 or 3 weeks propagated. They probably got some decent roots there. Look at that. We've got some great root development on these, and we've got a whole new plant. And I want to show what we started these from. We've got maybe a dozen here. We've got some others propagating here. And this is another one I propagated probably about a month and a half ago. And we are going to make some of our own propagations from this one right here. So I went ahead and I shook all the soil off this with a little bit of water. And this is what it looks like. You can see where we had taken our cutting of this. We're going to be able to make a few cuttings just off of this one comfrey alone. Grab my scissors here. Now what I'm going to do is cut the end of this block here. Show everybody what we did. We just separated these 2 pieces here. Now this little piece is going to grow into a whole new comfrey plant, and when you propagate it out like this, you can even separate out these individual stalks and pull all the vegetation off, just like so. Rip it right off, and then you've got a whole nother comfrey plant you're going to be able to stick right into a pot here. So we're going to propagate a little bit more comfrey, and that is going to sit for a couple weeks, and then we're going to have brand new comfrey plants. Let's take a look at one of the ones that we had already propagated up here. So simply just trying to rinse this off in water. You can see what we're working with here. Now I really want to show this. So this little piece right here was a piece of Bocking comfrey root. You can see where we cut it. It sealed itself back up and it started to regrow, and it is throwing all new growth. So it just split off. It just left all of these roots with this plant here. So we have this whole plant still. And that is exactly what they look like when they start to regrow. It may take a week or two before they actually start to regrow like that, but they will regrow. It might look like they're dead. It might look like, hey, I'm cutting this little tiny chunk off of a root. It doesn't look like it's going to grow. Most plants don't work like that, but this Bocking Comfrey, it really does. It is a greatly underestimated plant. This can be used for all types of things. We used to eat it, but it has pyrazole alkaloids or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. I am absolutely sweating in here. Comfrey was used for medicine way back in the day in America here, but we figured out that it builds up alkaloids in our livers and it's not really good for us, but it can be taken in small amounts. So I suggest everybody do the research and do a little research on the plant itself to see if you could use it or what you can use it for. Not necessarily for eating, but chickens like to eat comfrey, and there's all types of plants that benefit from having the comfrey growing underneath it and just simply chopping and dropping and just leaving it to do its thing, breaking down into usable minerals and nutrients for your trees and shrubs and berries and whatnot. So that really was it today. I just wanted to come out and talk about our comfrey. We've got a couple free comfreys just off of this one plant here, so I'm going to end up sticking this one in the ground. We've got this whole tray here that we're going to go plant under some more trees. So there's about a dozen cuttings in here, and it didn't take long. They started shooting up pretty quickly, probably about a week after we put them in the ground. Nice watering in, and sitting in a shady greenhouse, trying to stay nice and cool, not keeping it in the direct sunlight where it could dry out and then you might have adverse effects. Don't forget to propagate yourself more comfrey, because it's not going to spread a whole lot on its own unless you have comfrey number 4, which is actually going to seed on you and it is going to take over. It will just take over. We did that on our small property, and we do not want that much comfrey. We don't want it to be invasive to us. We want to control where we put it and have this Bocking comfrey as opposed to the seeding comfrey. So if anyone's got any questions on comfrey today, definitely drop in the comments below. I like to talk about all this stuff, and I'll answer any questions that I possibly can. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Until next time.